Hello, everybody. A very warm welcome to Manama, Bahrain. This is the FIBA Asia Cup 2021 qualifiers, and it's the game between Sri Lanka and Kazakhstan. Well, despite the coronavirus pandemic, we've been able to bring you some live basketball. It's been our pleasure, and we're going to bring you one today with Sri Lanka and Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan, of course, in second place at 1-1, just ahead of Palestine, also 1-1 in third place. Jordan flying high at the top, and Sri Lanka down at the bottom. Well, Kazakhstan, no doubt, coming into this game as favorites. They've played at previous FIBA Asia Cups. They've already won a couple of games. They went through the World Cup qualifiers campaign, playing in the Asian qualifiers, had some memorable moments. And a country trying to build on these past experiences and trying to kind of solidify their spot in the upper tier, or at least trying to claim a spot in the upper tier of Asian basketball. We've seen some good moments from them. Then we've seen them dip. When they play well, they can really give a game to any team in Asia, but inconsistency has dogged them at times. And I think by having more basketball regularly, it certainly helps teams like Kazakhstan. So that's one of the great things about the Asian qualifiers and the Asia Cup qualifiers. It means that these players are getting together on a regular basis and getting opportunities to play not just for their country, but for their coach and to play with each other.
Okay, from Team Sri Lanka. Well, jersey number 2.
Well, Sri Lanka just a different ballpark. Obviously, they know it, you know it, I know it, we all know it. They are a country that, again, will get better from these experiences. And, you know, they've been blown out in their first 2 games. And, again, that is not really a surprise, especially when you consider where they are in the rankings, down at 123 overall in the FIBA World Ranking presented by Nike. Kazakhstan, meanwhile, at number 79. So that is kind of the difference between these two teams. And to be quite frank, I mean, you know, Kazakhstan, not only is that a huge disparity between the two teams in the rankings, it could even be bigger. Kazakhstan, if they continue to get some wins in these qualifiers, they win some games at the Asia Cup, of course, their ranking will improve. So we are going to have a pause for the playing of the national anthems for both teams.
Please remain standing for the national anthem of Sri Lanka. for the game are Crew Chief Rahman Najayu from Lebanon, Umpire 1 Mohammed Al-Salam Bahrain, and Umpire 2.
Well, the national anthems have been played now. Here's a look at the referees: Rabah Nujaim, Mohammed Hassan Al-Salam, and Saif Al-Dusari. So Kazakhstan going to try to come out and be professional and take care of business today. And again, as I said, they will be big favorites. Actually, they're down to play this Sri Lanka team a couple of times in this window. And they will definitely be familiar with each other by the time it's all said and done. But what a great job, really. You know, the organizers, the people looking after the Asia Cup. The coronavirus pandemic has been difficult on everybody, and even though we're really optimistic about the future, we're still overcoming some issues, and it's great that we can have these two teams here playing today. And Sri Lanka have spoken a lot about how playing in these Asian qualifiers is helping them with their own aspirations of lifting basketball in their country, and young players looking and seeing what can be done, learning that nothing is impossible. Some great information. If you want to check it out, go to the FIBA.basketball/Asia Cup/2021/qualifiers, and you'll see a lot of good information. See a good interview with one of the young Sri Lankan players, Arnold Brent. But I'll go ahead and tell you it's Emil Rakovic is the coach of Kazakhstan, and just going over some of their players: Anthony Clemens, Chaim Kuanov, Nikolai Bazin, Vadim Sherbak, Rostam Mirza Galiev, Anton Pomerev, Alexander Zhigulin, Anton Bikov, Roman Marchuk, Aksar Medikin, Dmitry Gavrilov, and Maxim Marchuk. So this is a team that fully expects to win, but you know what? When you get in these situations, sometimes you overestimate your chances. Boy, did they play in a humdinger of a game, though, when you go back to that last window when they edged Palestine 79-76. One of the best games of Asian basketball for the past decade. If you haven't seen it, you should go back and watch it. It was crazy. And Kazakhstan then also lost a few days later to Jordan 71-68. So that just goes to show you, in fact, how close this group is. And Palestine and Kazakhstan are going to get it on again as well on Friday. Well, hello everybody, and once again welcome to Manama, Bahrain. This is the FIBA Asia Cup 2021 qualifiers, and it's Sri Lanka taking on Kazakhstan. And Clemens gets in, and a little tepid defense right at the beginning. Offered by Sri Lanka. Gavrilov, Marshall, Mirzagaliev, Zhigulin, and Clemens in that starting five, and they streak out to an early 4-0 lead, and then Sri Lanka step over the inline and turn it right over. So not a good start at all for the team from Sri Lanka, from the subcontinent. Zhigulin behind the arc, and he drains a three. So 7-0, quick 7-0 in the first minute of the game, in less than a minute, in fact, for Kazakhstan against Sri Lanka. Good effort, but Sri Lanka still looking for their first basket. That last one by Pawan Kamerja. And a foul is going to send Kazakhstan to the line. Gavrilov getting the start today. And he makes one of two. So it takes the lead for Kazakhstan up to 8-0. Arnold Brent from behind the arc. And this is everything. And the ball goes back over to Kazakhstan. And Sri Lanka, they played a couple of games in the last window, falling to Jordan. Nice rebound. 100-45, and they fell to Palestine as well, 102-60. So they know what they're up against. Oh, nice stroke from three-point range from Clinton Stallone. And the quick answer, however, for Mirzagaliev, his first three-pointer for Kazakhstan. And a good answer again from Dasun Nilanta. Mirzagaliev feeds it down low to Gavrilov. Back to Mirzagaliev. Good, the three-pointer. Well, they're not getting much pressure. They're not getting hands in the face, and that is not going to bode well here the start for this Sri Lanka team. They got to play some better defense at this level. Arnold Brent drives in, tries to go to the left hand, denied as he gets down low by Gavrilov. Mirzagaliev stopped on the three-point line. Now he gets it over to Zhigulin. And Zhigulin travels. Stallone missing, and Kazakhstan pushing the ball quickly up the floor. Nobody getting back to stop Mirzagaliev, who now has 5 points. Excuse me, he's got 8 points. He's got 2 threes, and also the fast break layup. So Kazakhstan racing out to a 16-5 lead here in Manama over Sri Lanka. Here is Clinton stopping and popping over Zagulin. One of the highlights for Sri Lanka here at the start of this game. Now, of course, in these Asia Cup qualifiers, just to make you aware, the top 2 teams in each of the 6 groups, and well, they're going to all qualify for the FIBA Asia Cup. And then there will be a tournament that will involve the best 3rd place teams. The top 4, sorry, the 6 3rd place teams will advance to a final, and the top 4 from this tournament will qualify. Now, that tournament is supposed to be in February, but because of the disruption to the schedule, I think that's now there are questions about when, if and when that additional tournament is going to be played. So we'll obviously, if we hear anything more about that, we'll let you know. Oh, nice looking shot there from 3-point range for Sri Lanka. That was Stallone again, Clinton Stallone. And the 3-point shot is, again, a little short this time. That was Arnold Brent who took that last one. Now Zagulin hits the 3-pointer. Oh, very lazy pass by Dasun Nilanta leads to the turnover. Arnold Brent giving Mirzagaliev a lot of room. Anthony Clemens a little shaking and baking. And a charge called on Anthony Clemens. Or leading with his forearm, I think. The jump shot was on line, but it was short by Pawan Gamerja. So Gamerja a little short, and it's a 14-point lead. So here come the Steppenwolves. Sri Lanka prevent the points this time. Now they're going to push it back up. And another 3-point shot. Well done. So Sri Lanka hitting it from deep. That was Sukun Athapathu, Muriyan Salage. Sri Lanka another chance. So let's see if they continue to spread the court and try to hit the three-point shot. Well, they're not shy about putting them up from deep, and once again they drill it. And this time, Dandinu Pereira. Rashan Pereira, as he's better known. Rashin Pereira, excuse me. Rashan. Here's Rashan after hitting his first three-pointer. So even though they've looked overmatched, Sri Lanka have been able to pull back to within 19-11, thanks to their ability to drill the three-point shot. At this stage, just one less than the Steppenwolves. So Bikoff makes one of two free throws to take it up to a 20-11 lead, nearly 7 minutes into this opening quarter. This battle between these two teams. And Mirzagaliev gets on the ground, and that usually good things happen. Nice bounce pass. And back to Bikoff, who goes in for 2 points. And that'll make the coach happy to see his players diving on the hardwood, going after the loose ball. And that's where Sri Lanka simply cannot afford to get beat. They can't be out-hustled. Well, the bump. And free throws coming for Clinton Stallone. Stoppage in play. 11 points, the difference between these two teams. On Samira, and his attempt no good. Now quickly Kazakhstan the other way. Beautiful drive and finish there by Vadim Sherbak. His first 2 points of the game. And Sri Lanka again, another turnover. Pawan Gamerge trying to come in from the baseline, just lost control of the basketball. Three-point shot. And again, one shot and out. And Anton Bikoff reaches in and commits the foul. Jump shot inside the arc, and it's good for Sri Lanka. Here they come, folks. Look out, Arnold Brent hitting it from the baseline. And the foul called before the shot. Tip your hat to Sri Lanka. It looked like they were going to be run out of the gym. And that may very well happen ultimately. But here in the first quarter, they have discovered a little bit of rhythm, and here they are, and the ball thrown right into the hands of Sri Lanka. And Supan Athapathu not able to corral it. It goes out of bounds. So Rukshan Athapathu with an opportunity. And anyway, Kazakhstan have the ball and a timeout.
Number 9. So Kolya got number 9, you got 21. He don't shoot so good. Okay. Now about this offense. Wait a little bit.
Marzigaliev with those 8 points.
Player is here. Let's go to Roman.
Sorry, so that was Supan Atapathu who had the chance for the steal on the inbounds pass. Kazakhstan coming out of the timeout, and they get an open look, and the ball grazes the outside of the net. They save it in bounds, but it triggers a break for Sri Lanka. Here they come, and reaching over and picking it up. And Fernando Nimesh had a wide open shot, but wasn't able to knock it in. Now down low, the dump, and the foul sends Beekhoff to the free throw line. Beekhoff takes his time, puts the second one up, and gets it to drop. So here in the final minute, Sri Lanka down 12 points, but with possession. 10 on the shot clock, they launch it, goes in and out, and now Kazakhstan have a chance to hold it for one last shot. Nice running on the baseline, and he is fouled. A strong way to finish for Kazakhstan here at the end of the first quarter. So going to the line, Sherbak. It's been pretty tough going to the basket. The last-ditch effort for Sri Lanka, no good. So the three-point play puts Kazakhstan on top 28-13 at the end of one.
Kazakhstan 28.
Well, Sri Lanka with those 3 threes, that gave them a little bit of impetus. They got back into it, but Kazakhstan just too good, as you can see, with their numbers. Here's a look back at some of the highlights. Anthony Clemens starting things off. Just kind of drifts in and left wide open, puts it up and in. Now Kazakhstan after this will tomorrow play Palestine, and again, just remember how that first game went. It was incredible. It was played in Astana, and it was one for the history books. I mean, it was so exciting. It was won by Kazakhstan 79-76. You know that Palestine will be looking to avenge that defeat when they meet again. And Kazakhstan will also play Sri Lanka on Monday for the second time. So they would like nothing more than to come out and get 3 wins in this window. Make sure you get the FIBA Asia Cup app, folks. It's great for your smartphone. It's got all the news, all the information, all the interviews, all the stats. If you've got your smartphone with you, you can always refer to it to get the latest. What's happening with these teams in the FIBA Asia Cup and as they try to get to the Asia Cup. 3-point shot. Battle for the rebound. It's going to stay at this end. Coming the other way now. Kazakhstan trying to deliver a first-half knockout. Let's see if they can do it. 3-point shot. Well, that clanged off the backboard, then the rim. Now Arnold Brent pushes it quickly up the floor. Nimesh Fernando considers his options, puts it up, and a little bit long. Well, left wide open, why not? The air ball, but it goes right into the hands of Sherbak. And he will not only get the rebound, he'll get a couple of free throws because he was fouled on the putback attempt. Well, the new competition system, when it came in 2017, really did have a dramatic impact on Asian basketball with, you know, the Asian qualifiers for the FIBA Basketball World Cup. Now we've got the Asian qualifiers, or the qualifiers for the FIBA Asia Cup 2021. We also saw the incorporation or the addition of both Australia and New Zealand to Asia, and that has certainly spiced things up. There's Arnold Brent going in and maybe force that one up a little bit. But what you see is you see some, with these qualifiers, the opportunity for some of the, in quote marks, lesser quote national teams that haven't really established themselves yet, and where basketball is growing. And Sri Lanka is certainly one of those teams. But I'll tell you, they're not going to be worse for this experience, even if they are not able to come back. They will certainly go back, study everything that they did. The players themselves, they'll be hungry to come out and do much more. It's all a very good opportunity for them. So the buzzer rings after the 3-pointer, and Sri Lanka in real trouble here after the Bajan 3. They want to talk about it. But further to my point, you know, just ignore that score there. That's not right. You can hear the sense of urgency from the coach, but just remember what Arnold Brent said in that story that you can find on the FIBA.basketball/Asia Cup/2021/qualifiers website. He said, the qualifiers have so far taught me that nothing is easy and also nothing is impossible. Watching all the other nations play has pushed me to a level to level up my game to contest some of the big names in the Asia Cup. So that's what it's all about. You know, you get to play against the best. You see how good they are. And then you go back and you work on your game and you get better and better. So certainly for the team that is coming out like Sri Lanka, it's of a huge benefit. And stepping out of bounds, turns it over, Sri Lanka. So a difficult start to the second quarter for Sri Lanka. Galiev on the baseline. They whip it around. Good passing by Kazakhstan. And they got the open shot they wanted. And in the end, they collect it and they put it up and in. That was Madikin, Oscar Madikin. There you go. Sri Lanka stopped the rot with the drive from Clinton Stallone. They need more of that. They're down 22 points. Sri Lanka sitting back in the zone now. Well, they shouldn't be able to get it inside that easily against the zone. And a nice little runner from right at the line. Kulinov gets his first 2 points of the game. Oh, nice riposte for Sri Lanka, number 21, Nimesh Fernando. So Nimesh Fernando getting his first three-pointer. Yeah, that was definitely a long three-pointer from Vadim Sherbak. And another three-pointer. Another three-pointer for Clinton Stallone. He's got the eye of the tiger, folks. Stallone. Sri Lanka now trailing 39-21. And good double team, forcing what almost was a turnover. In the end, Kazakhstan get it back. They battle to get the offensive rebound and free throws. And you can see that they've got to get in there and learn how to box out. Rather than go for the ball, you gotta put your backside into Pomerov and try to clear out a little bit so he can't get the ball, and then the ball goes to one of your teammates. Pomerov takes his time, makes the first. First points for Pomerov in the game. Well, they worked and they got a good shot, but got to make the open ones. Now Kazakhstan, 4.5 minutes into the second quarter, looking to lower the boom. And offensive foul. Offensive foul called on Kazakhstan, on Pomerov. Oh, no, Madikin. Oscar Madikin. Three-point shot. Another one is good for Sri Lanka. Boy, that has been their best friend today. That was Nimesh Fernando with the assist. And it was Pereira with the three. Rashan Pereira. Now driving in. And good work. Good work from Sri Lanka attacking the basket. Sina. Shanuka gets in, and Shanuka Fernando gets in and takes the free throw. So Sri Lanka just trying to keep this thing as close as possible. Getting it back to 16 points with 4:40 to go in the first half. There's Galiev, gets it out to the right. Now down low, Galiev, no look pass. And no box out again, and Pomarov with a chance to get to the line. And that's exactly what the Sri Lanka coaches are saying. You've got to box out. You don't get in there and just stand around and watch it drop. You got to put your body on somebody. Pomarov earning a living at the free throw line so far since he's come into the game. That's his third free throw in his many attempts. And he takes the lead back up to 18 points. A little bit of full court pressure here. Kazakhstan and Sri Lanka do not cope well, and it leads to a layup from Marshuk. Maxime Marshuk. And that could come into play tomorrow, don't forget, when they take on Palestine. Now the drive, and oh, what a finish. What a finish for Sri Lanka. Shanuka, tough on the drive. Clemens battling for the board, and it's Sri Lanka. The ball falls kindly to Shanuka, then coming from behind, Kazakhstan knock it away. Galiev, meanwhile, drives in, puts it up, and Kazakhstan there for the follow, and the ball is blocked, but a foul is called. Umesh Fernando looking quizzically at the referee. Pomarov has made 6 consecutive free throws. 3.5 minutes to go, and Kazakhstan back up by 20. Sri Lanka simply cannot turn the ball over. That is their worst enemy, and they've got to get better at limiting the second and third chances of Kazakhstan. Now the turnover, Clemens opportunistically reaches in, takes it away. And he's tied up again, and the possession arrow favors Kazakhstan. Clemens plays college basketball at Iowa for the Hawkeyes, and there he is showing that pedigree, hitting that long three-pointer. The 26-year-old. Played for Igake in the Basketball Champions League. Bosnia and Herzegovina, and now the turnover. And the quick hands from Sri Lanka get it right back. This might be a chance for them. They whip it, they spray it. Chanuka, and the shot is no good. So Rochan Atapatu misses, and Clemens buries another one and helps Kazakhstan open up their biggest lead of the game. 23 points. 26 points, excuse me. Now Sri Lanka come back, they share it nicely. They settle for the jump shot. Ball batted out of bounds. So we're talking about Ponomarov hitting those free throws. You might want to go and check out on the website also the feature with him talking about Kazakhstan's biggest success at the 2002 Asian Games in Korea. And in 2007, there's Jagulin down low. And they battle for the basketball. Sri Lanka has it here in the final minute, 40 seconds remaining. Sri Lanka would like to cut into that deficit here before halftime. Jagulin from a long way out. Leaves just enough time here for Sri Lanka to get with what they hope will be the last shot. Well, they do. They get the last shot and they make it, going off 1 foot and making it count. Sri Lanka's Sasindu Gajanayaki at halftime. It's Kazakhstan leading it 53-29 over Sri Lanka. Well, there you have it, folks. 10 of 19 inside the arc for Kazakhstan. They've got the 7 threes and a huge disparity at the free throw line to their advantage, with Ponomarov getting a lot of those, and Kazakhstan dominating the glass, almost three times as many assists. And Sherbak, interestingly, along with Mirzagaliev and Clemens, leading the scoring. Well, here's a look back at the first half action here, with Kazakhstan opening up a big lead on Sri Lanka. There have been spells where Sri Lanka have been competitive, but by and large they've been overmatched, although they've been their own worst enemy at times in the turnover department, and also struggling to box out, leading to a lot of second and third opportunities for Kazakhstan. whose biggest lead in the game has been 26 points. And Kazakhstan have scored 17 points off the Sri Lanka turnovers, 10 Sri Lanka turnovers, in fact. And they've also dominated in the paint, 16-6. And they've also gotten a lot more support from the bench, 26 points coming from the bench for Kazakhstan to 14 for Sri Lanka. So a lot of work to do for Sri Lanka, but you got to keep this into perspective. And Kazakhstan, perhaps this will be a good game for them to play from a warm-up standpoint, getting ready for Palestine tomorrow. And for Sri Lanka, well, anytime they can play against teams of a higher pedigree, it's going to help them as they continue to try to develop. But they have certainly learned some lessons today, and I'm sure their coach, when they go back to the locker room, is going to have some useful words as he tries to tell them how they can learn and get better. Susil Shanta is the coach, and again, some youngsters in the Sri Lanka team. They're not a big team, so you know, if you're not a big team, really you got to think about how you want to play, and really they do have pretty much all 5 guys will step outside, attempt the threes. They've got to be strong in terms of defensively, in terms of learning how to box out. But size should not be an impediment to success. Just look at Japan's women's team. They're certainly not a big team, yet they're one of the best teams in international basketball. So maybe Sri Lanka can take a page out of their book. So Sherbak is the leading scorer. And Mirzagaliev also with 8 points for Kazakhstan. Clinton Stallone has been good today at times for Sri Lanka. You saw him hitting the 3-point shot and then breaking a little bit. Here he was deciding he was open, so he was going to take it, and he made it. So he's got 8 points. He's 2 of 5 from 3-point range. He's played all but 4 minutes and 24 seconds of the first half. So we're at halftime. It's Kazakhstan on top, 53-29. We'll be right back.
Abdul-Jabbar trying to find some room. Pretty ball handling for him. The high arcing shot is good. 4 seconds remaining. Saudi bench is up and they love it. Khalid Abdul-Jabbar, 12 points on the night for him.
In qualifying all the way back in February, and that is a cheap turnover. That is what they cannot afford to do. And it's going to be thrown down by Mohamed Hamoda.
Prosper shots up off the side of the backboard, but he gets his own rebound. And Prosper! Big time dunk from Lester Prosper.
That's the Philippines. Nice little roll. And the elevation! What a finish! Off 2 feet, switches hands. Great finish from him. Really impressive. Brigavanchi trying to find some room. Loose pass. Only one winner here. Aldarwich gets it, goes in, throws it down and one. Sergio Aldarwich gets the finish. Power dunk from him.
when Murza passed to Anthony, in that moment, let's have like this. Rico set the screen on this player, and Sasha from here set the screen in the middle there. Rico before, while that Rico is put pressure on the big guy, pushed
53-29, Kazakhstan on top of Sri Lanka here in the FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers, and it's hasn't necessarily been one-way traffic. Sri Lanka have had some opportunities, but they have struggled, perhaps exposed a little bit by their lack of size and perhaps technique and rebounding. Kazakhstan really going to town on the offensive glass. 10 of their 29 rebounds have in fact come off the offensive boards. And they have also capitalized on the Sri Lanka turnovers. Sri Lanka have turned it over 10 times, and Kazakhstan have turned those 10 turnovers into 17 points. In fact, that's been updated. I'm not sure. Initially, it was 16 points. Kazakhstan also with 9 fast break points to none for Sri Lanka. So Sri Lanka 0-2 going up against Kazakhstan, who come into this game at 1-1. Second half underway here from Manama, Bahrain in the FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers. Sri Lanka in the white, taking on Kazakhstan in the blue. Steppenwolves defending the basket to the left on the screen, and Sri Lanka come right out and strike from the outset of the second half. Rukshan Atapatu, or Supan Atapatu. And now quickly the other end, Marshuk. Gets it right back. Oh, a little alley-oop. And I think we might have goal interference called on Zagulin, who blocked the ball after it had gone off of the backboard. Watch this. So a gift for Sri Lanka. So you award the basket to Fernando, Nimesh Fernando. 55-33. Zagaliev launches it from way downtown. And again, they just cannot get the rebounds off those misses, with Kazakhstan piling on the misery with their putbacks. 57-33 now. Good pass to the corner. And the three-point shot no good, but this time it's the offensive rebounding of Sri Lanka that gives them second and third opportunities. Clinton Stallone, beautiful bounce pass. Oh, for a moment there, I thought we might have a Sri Lanka dunk, but unsuccessful in the paint. It was Dasun that missed, and Zagulin goes to the other end and scores for Kazakhstan. Three-point shot from Clemens. Kazakhstan now with their biggest lead of the game, 29 points. And the drive was there for Pawan. And another foul down low sends Kazakhstan to the free throw line, where they have done a lot of damage today. Bassoon with the foul. So Bikov takes it up to a 30-point lead. And Kazakhstan cruising right now here at the start. That's a 31-point lead after it makes both of them. Oh, nice drive there from Nimesh Fernando. Clemens to the corner, and again offensive rebounding, this time unsuccessfully for Kazakhstan. Come away empty. Look at Sri Lanka now spread the court. When you spread the court, you got to be able to break the defense down like that. Clinton Stallone, then he passes it back outside. Now this is good from Sri Lanka. They did everything right there except finish, except put the ball in the basket. Clemens again. And Zagulin passes it back out after getting the rebound. Looks like might have turned his ankle. And flying in and missing. And they definitely don't want Zagulin to be injured for tomorrow's game against Palestine. That might be the last that we see of him today, depending on the severity of it. He's going to come out of the game. And coming in as his replacement is Nikolai Bajin. Stallone. Long rebound chased down by Kazakhstan. And 3 seconds to call. Down low. So Sri Lanka with another opportunity midway through the third quarter, but they face a mountain to climb as they search for that first win in the Asia Cup qualifiers. So what we do know, folks, is obviously the top two teams will qualify for the FIBA Asia Cup. This was, this is the last window, but games have been postponed because of the COVID-19, the coronavirus pandemic, and that means they will be played at a later date. And that also contributes to the fact that the tournament for the third place teams, from which 4 other teams will emerge to go to the FIBA Asia Cup, that will now not be in February. That will be at a time in the future. Clinton goes out. Driving in and the dunk from the baseline. Kazakhstan as Marshuk puts a little bit of emphasis on Kazakhstan's superiority. A little exclamation mark in this third quarter. Bykov just pours in the points today. You can see he's already in double digits. Now the turnover to Clemens. And another thunderous slam dunk. This one again by Marchuk. Well, might want to check the rim on that one, boy. He took his anger out on it. Watch that. Bam. And then he hung on, showing his jungle gym skills, just like in the days of the playgrounds. So timeout by Sri Lanka, who are well and truly up against it now, trailing 74-37 to Sri Lanka. Well, we've talked about this team. You see Mirzagaliev sitting down now over to the left, but did you know that he beat Derrick Rose in the FIBA Assists of the Decade bracket in the lead up to the grand finale? I'll tell you, I mean, it was obviously a fan vote, but it was something special. He got an assist with an over-the-head pass. And he beat out Rose's touch pass in the quarterfinals. Obviously, it was done for fun, but Mirzagaliev, that victory was not lost on him. He was pretty excited. He was talking about it recently. You can read about that. You go back on the FIBA.basketball/news, and you can find him dishing and diming with the Steppenwolf. That's what they call this team, the Steppenwolves from Kazakhstan. In case you're wondering what a Steppenwolf is, the Steppenwolf, Canis lupus campestris, also known as the Caspian sea wolf, is a subspecies of gray wolf native to the Caspian steppes. If you look at the picture, to me, it looks like a wolf. But anyway, Sri Lanka battling away against the Steppenwolves. Wonder how the Steppenwolves would play against the Susijengi from Finland. That's also that's the wolf pack in Finnish, the Susijengi. Kazakhstan playing like a pack of wolves right now, really tearing into this Sri Lanka team, leading 74-37. Brent misses his first attempt. Well, they'll be back to the drawing board after this game, no doubt, with 11 minutes and 45 seconds left. You don't feel like Sri Lanka are going to mount the comeback of the mother of all comebacks, rather. Certainly not with that man right there. Anthony Clemens drilling three-pointers. The lead is ballooned to 39 points for Kazakhstan, who once again will play Sri Lanka on Monday. And in between, they'll play Palestine. And that'll be tomorrow. I guess the one bad part of this is the potential injury that has been suffered by Jigulin. How bad that injury is. I mean, it could be that we'll end up seeing him again. Shot from the right, and the three-pointer is good. So Kunov, we saw him with a little runner earlier in the game. Now hits a three-pointer from the right corner and stretches Kazakhstan's lead to 42 points. Clinton Stallone fouled as he gets into the paint. So Vadim Sherbak guilty of the foul. Roman Marchuk has come into the game as a replacement for Clemens. Brent misses. And the break and the basket is good for Kazakhstan. Vadim Sherbak scooping and hooping, hustling, and that makes it 84-40 at the end of the third quarter. So they absolutely dominated that frame, outscoring Sri Lanka 31-11. 84-40, Kazakhstan on top. Kazakhstan 14-17 at the line, 20 of 31 inside the arc, and 10 of 26 from deep. Here's a look back at third quarter action. And it was all Kazakhstan. That was their most convincing quarter. They outscored Sri Lanka by 15 in the opening period by virtue of a late run. But that one, that third quarter was absolutely emphatic for Kazakhstan. So who is going to win the FIBA Asia Cup? That's the big question. We saw Australia win the last edition back in 2017, beating Iran in the final. It was such a great team effort by Australia that they didn't have anybody make the All-Star 5. It was too difficult to distinguish. But they got the ultimate honor. They got to the top of the podium, and that's all that matters. Iran, meanwhile, they will be among the contenders, you would have to think, getting to the podium again, as well as Korea, as well as Lebanon, New Zealand. You know, a lot can happen between now and the FIBA Asia Cup. Sherbak puts it on the deck and puts it up and in. Had a nice game today. Again, and powering his way up and scoring. This time Gavrilov. Khalifa Sports City watching a blowout here in favor of Kazakhstan. And Sri Lanka turn it over yet again. And Kuanov now dumps it down low. So Kazakhstan just really in complete command right now against Kazakhstan. Against Sri Lanka, Kazakhstan going to the line. Foul Marchuk. In fact, no, it was, yeah, Roman Marchuk. So Marchuk at the line. Clinton with a nifty little pass. Sherbak raises his hand. So he committed the foul. 14 on the shot clock. Shinuka goes behind his back. Takes a very difficult shot and gets rejected in the process by Gavrilov. Three-point attempt. Didn't even mention Japan or the Philippines as possible FIBA Asia Cup winners. China as well. So the whistle blows, and once again, Gavrilov and Kazakhstan will go to the line. Shinuka tried to look at this. Oh yeah, he came down the ball, but I think he probably also got some hand. Although it's Senna, yeah, it was Shinuka that picked up the foul there. So Gavrilov gets the free throws. The only player on the court in double digits right now for Kazakhstan is Sherbak with 13. Interesting to see if anybody can join him here in this fourth quarter. Overall, Anthony Clemens has 14. That's a team high. Anton Bykov with 12 points, and Zhigulin, who's out of the game, I think, with a sprain, not a sprained ankle, but with an ankle injury. He has 10 points. Arnold Brent misses everything. So Brent is going to go out of the game. Sri Lanka trying to get a foul, trying to get the whistle to blow on the jump shot, but the referee did not take the bait. So with 7.5 minutes remaining, it's 91-40. Kuanov gets in. Sherbak with the rebound, passes it around. Ball goes through the legs. Goes through the legs of Bajin. And Sri Lanka again with another chance. So Kiriella, Nipun Kiriella is in the game. Number 30 for Sri Lanka. A nice drive by Dandinu Pereira, or as he's otherwise known, Roshan Pereira. Rare chance to break, and Sri Lanka turn it over, and nobody is back as the throwdown comes from Mr. Nikolai Bajin. Nikolai Bajin is a mean machine when he gets in the open floor. So Kazakhstan marching towards a 2-1 record. Sri Lanka are going to be 0-3 after this. Still got 6 minutes and change to play. And these two teams will also trade blows again on Monday. And in between, Palestine will take on Kazakhstan. So Kazakhstan have a busy window. And it remains to be seen if Zhigulin is able to play, having left the game in the second half with an apparent ankle injury. Three-point shot is good. So good effort there by Clinton Stallone. You can see he's got 11 points now, 3 of 9 from three-point range. Pawan Gamergi, number 2, pushed it quickly, but the ball comes back out. Clinton Stallone tried again. Point shot, and foul called on the putback. It's been one of their biggest problems all day, is the inability to get those rebounds. Will they get to the century mark, Kazakhstan? You would think so. 7 points shy right now. So that is now 5 points away from 100 points. Stallone. Pawan Gamergi looking for the contact, looking for the foul. Finally got it. Three-point shot for Sri Lanka. Just looking back, they've hit 7 of 27 from three-point range. Nice handoff and scoring on the baseline. Marchuk with a little reverse. And the ball goes off the hands of Pawan Gamergi, and Sri Lanka looking for this thing to come to a merciful close, no doubt. But we've got another timeout. Some of the action, Sherbak scoring after putting it on the deck, getting to the rim. get into the attacking rather. And now Fernando showing his skills. And so Nikolai Bajin here with the dunk. Sherback takes a seat, takes a drink of water. He's swinging it. And a hold called on Sri Lanka. That's team foul number 4, the foul on Dasun. Three-point shot, Ponomarev, or a long jump shot rather. I'm sure he's a good three-point shooter, Ponomarev, and the dump, and an easy one. Madikin. 99 points for Kazakhstan to 45 for Sri Lanka. So Pawan Gamurgi scores with the drive. Kuanov gets inside and gets it to drop. So he's credited with the bucket that gets him to 100 and 101 in fact. Clinton Stallone fouled by Roman Marchuk. Oh, good pass down on the baseline. That's much better for Sri Lanka. And Nimesh Fernando getting another 2 points. Gets into double digits. He's got 11 points, as does Clinton Stallone. Kuanov probing. Ponomarev, and another foul. And this will bring more free throws for Kazakhstan, as Sri Lanka have gone over the limit. Both free throws missed, and another chance for Sri Lanka in the open floor. A rare fast break. And Pawan Gamurgi blew it. He had it. Stallone, meanwhile, he misses from three-point range. And now the game opens up big time. Look at the spin move. Marchuk. And now Ponomarev just pulls his way down low for another 2 points. He's got 8 points. That's his first 2 points that he hasn't scored from the line. Maxime Marchuk crosses midcourt. So Madikin gets fouled and by Rukshan, and will go to the line for another couple of free throws where he just missed a couple. First one is good. second is good. By that time he cashes in. With a minute and a half remaining. Getting close to the end. And Sri Lanka not able to catch the ball. Dasun before it goes out of bounds. So Kazakhstan are going to improve to 2-1. And Sri Lanka are going to drop to 0-3 in the FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers. Kazakhstan looking to really beat, it would appear, their stiffest competition to qualifying directly without having to go to the third place tournament. The tournament rather for third place teams. Their best chances to beat Palestine, and those two teams play tomorrow. So that will be a massive game for those two countries. Almarov another offensive rebound and put back to take it up to 109-51. So it's the top two teams from each of the 6 groups qualified directly, and we've also got the third place teams will then go into a tournament, and 4 teams will emerge to go to the FIBA Asia Cup. Kazakhstan get another 2 points, probably the last couple points for them of the game. 111-51. And Sri Lanka. Nimesh Fernando missed a layup. Will Kazakhstan try another one? And a foul was called in the end on Madikin. So that puts Pawan Gamergi on the line. Well, they've got a lot of work to do, Sri Lanka. They know it. And they'll be going back and realizing these are the types of things that we got to do if we're going to get better. 0.1 second left. So I'm guessing Kuanov is just going to get the ball inbound. No, he's going to throw it up. They're going to try to get in another one. And unsuccessfully. So Kazakhstan win it 111-52 over Sri Lanka. They improved to 2-1. In Group F, and Sri Lanka fall to 0-3. It's Kazakhstan once again winning it 111-52 over Sri Lanka. So good day for the Steppenwolves, and they'll be hoping. See, Zhigulin did walk out to midcourt, and maybe it's just a twisted ankle that he'll be able to shake off so he can play tomorrow. But Kazakhstan's numbers obviously speak for themselves. They just have a little bit more polish with their offense, a lot more dominance inside, the rebounding, and more than twice as many assists on the game. Clemens, Sherbak, Bikov leading the scoring. Nimesh Fernando had 13 at the end to lead Sri Lanka. So Kazakhstan rolled to the big win. I think we're going to get some highlights. Here we go. I was waiting on those. The second half highlights. And the third quarter, remember, was dominated by Kazakhstan. There were a couple of moments for Sri Lanka, but overall it was one-way traffic. Clemens coming out, hitting the three-pointers. Kazakhstan went out and outscored them, Sri Lanka 31-11 to really just put the result beyond doubt. And Kazakhstan poured it on as well in the fourth quarter as they outscored Sri Lanka 27-12 for the 111-52 final. You go back and you look again, points off turnovers, 28 points for Kazakhstan off the 16 Sri Lanka turnovers. I mean, they pretty much capitalized whenever they turned it over. They went down and scored. And their second chance points, 24-4, quite a sizable advantage. And the depth issue as well, 66 points coming off the bench for Kazakhstan, 20 for Sri Lanka. They led by as many as 60 points. And there was, again, the second half was just one-way traffic, all for Kazakhstan, who now can go back to the team hotel, rest up, and watch the highlights of this game, perhaps. Look ahead to tomorrow against Palestine. But these are the standings. Kazakhstan at 2-1. Temporarily, anyway, go to the top. Jordan at 2-0. Palestine 1-1. And Sri Lanka now in fourth place with an 0-3 record. Kazakhstan win it 111-52 over Sri Lanka.